Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we have something that I came across that, number one, I didn't know was actually a legit thing because I'd only heard rumors and seen press releases online, but I'd never actually seen one in the flesh. This is an actual Starfinder miniature from Archon. This is Obozaya. It doesn't sound Russian enough, but anyway, Obozaya here is a Vesk soldier. So here we have a little bit of information about Obozaya, and you can see she is... Whoa, what's this? Plastic kit. And you'll notice that, I was going to say, the size is appropriate. Obviously, Vesks are supposed to be a little bit bigger, and they are my favorite type of model there is to ever have painted in front of me. So yeah, Archon, who some of you may know from all of their previous Kickstarters and have put out a wide release of stuff under other names as well. But they are slowly but surely chugging away at this, and originally these models were going to be cast in resin when Soda Pop was doing it, or Ninja Division, and then problems came through, and then Prodos actually went back and decided to do these in plastic. Actual, honest-to-goodness, hard sprue plastic. Interesting. This is really interesting. So you obviously can see that probably this was part of a larger mold, and they cut each figure individually. I don't know how wise of a choice that is, but I'm not the one in marketing, and I have no clue what their business model looks like. Parts don't look like they're going to be too difficult to cut off. But I wanted to show you something else I found floating around in here. Get out. Oh my goodness. Actual printed instructions. We're not going to be like Weird where they take go online and look and try to figure it out yourself, or just, stick the finger to you like most of the resin manufacturers out there and figure it out your damn self. No, you actually have instructions. So it looks to be about 11 parts if I can count, which is entirely debatable. 25mm base, which is kind of sad because obviously I want big, large, honking monster figures. But it's a start. It's definitely a start, and this is probably the most interesting Starfinder model that they've released so far. I mean, yeah, they did a bunch of boring elves and dwarves, but it's like, come on, people, you just go get some Eldar or, Forge Fathers or something. I mean, there's plenty of that kind of junk already out there on the tabletop. Let's get to the fun stuff, right? Right. So I'm going to go get some clippers. We're going to put her, I believe this is a female, her together. And yeah, it is. And I know that because I can read, and there's a she right there. So, waha. Anyway, let me get her built, and we'll take a look at her, and we'll see how this stacks up to whatever other models I have as my house. It's entirely in disarray at the moment, and I'm crowded into a corner here waiting to have to build this. So I'm going to shut up, and we're going to get her built. Yeah. So here is our Vesk model all put together. I'm not 100% sold on the stance. She seems like she's leaning too stiffly. I don't like it. But other than that, I feel like that's a little too small, but that might just be my personal preference. But overall, good size model. Some of the parts kind of had this weird wavy shape to them, but everything I noticed, that's just to get the indentations of where the gun especially was supposed to gonna slide into the shoulder and the arm there, but everything really fit together well. One thing that does bear mentioning is make sure that all the little sprue scars or spurs or whatever you want to call them cut really close. You want this really flush on the parts because otherwise they're not going to go together well. So be careful about that. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, it's a nice model. It really is. I just have to question, what's the overall end game idea for this line? Because to me, if you're going to start in with these kinds of models, you're going to have all kinds of bad guys and, like every class for, each race and all that. So I'm hoping that we're going to see more from Archon in that regard, or that Paizo is going to continue producing miniatures, be it with Archon like this in full plastic, or, if they do something similar like Bones, or if they do like unicast stuff like they've done before with Prodos's games. I mean, honestly, the sky's the limit, and I'm all for having more, I don't want to say generic sci-fi, but more open-ended stuff, because for the most part when we have sci-fi models, they all tend to be war game related. So it's nice to see something that isn't related to a war game. Speaking of war games, though, we need to show you just how big this model is, because that's another thing. I don't know if the human models or the, elves or anything like that in the game are going to be a little bit smaller. I'm not up on Starfinder stats and sizes and racial specs, but, I think that this is going to be a good Xeno model for just about any kind of tabletop sci-fi skirmish game that you may be interested in, or heck, even any kind of post-apocalyptic one. So, obviously they're a good head taller than the Marine. Grabbing a Primaris one, still pretty big. Grabbing stuff like Maelstrom's Edge or Fallout, you definitely are going to see some size discrepancies there. Let's see what else we got laying around. Another model from the same company, actually, Archon's Starcide Promo Vampires. You can see that the Vesk is a lot bigger than them. Of course, he is kind of lurching forward. Let's see what else we have handy. Verge of War Space Pirate. They're a lot more similar, scaled, but the Verge of War Pirate is probably closer to 35mm than our Vesk friend here. Let's see what else we got. Our Master of Executioner, or whatever he's called. A Shield Wolf Shield Maiden. Honestly and truly, whatever you guys got handy, I think he's going to fit in pretty well. I think one of my favorites, Wild West Exodus, is going to be another interesting option if you wanted to use for Starfinder models. It's got a lot of borderline sci-fi tech/fantasy trappings that would definitely play well with that. But yeah, overall a cool kit. I'm going to have to try to track down a couple more of these just to see what they're like. So if you're interested, I know they have started to slowly trickle into US distribution. And hopefully, if you back the Kickstarter when it was still under Ninja Division, you should have access to this through Archon. And believe it or not, they do actually get this stuff shipped out. I know they've had issues in the past, and I picked this up on the secondhand market, so I don't have to deal with the Kickstarter shenanigans. I've got my own Kickstarter shenanigans I got to worry about, but something to keep an eye out for. And hopefully, Archon is going to continue putting out some even more crazy and varied alien races in the near future. So do keep your eyes peeled. And I'll put a link down to Archon's website if you are interested in ordering one yourself. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.